Hi, Wong. All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Nomi. So it's good to have you guys here today. Welcome to today's session. Another analytics session, right, where we get to go through what a Scrum Master, who a Scrum Master is, and how exactly you can get started as a Scrum Master. All right. So once again, welcome to the session. It's good to have everybody here. The first thing that we're going to be doing today is getting to know one another. All right. So in the chat, I want you to tell me your name and of course where you're joining us from. So my name is Damlola and I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'd like to meet every other person as well. So in the chat, tell me your name and of course where you are joining us from. We're expecting more people, but we're just going to get started and hopefully they meet us in the middle of it. So in the chat, I want you to tell me your name and of course where you are joining us from. All right, so I'm waiting for responses, your name, where you're joining us from. And of course, if you're a first timer, you probably want to drop that there as well. So Farouk from Ireland, nice to meet you. Nomi from United States, nice to meet you as well. Yeah, we need more responses. I want you to tell me your name and where you're joining us from. Okay. Beth from UK, is nice to meet you. I one day, it's nice to meet you as well. All right. So very quickly, we are going to be getting into what we have for today. So keep dropping it, your name, where you're joining us from. It's nice to meet everybody. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, quickly introduce Chainalytics and what we do. And of course, we'll get straight into the practical aspects of today's session. So let me know if you can see my screen. Right. So, Ubong, please let me know if you can see my screen. Really. All right. Thank you very much. So once again, welcome to today's session. It's good to have you guys here. This is a Chainalytics masterclass, right? And who are we at Analytics? We are an educational technology firm or a company helping Africans and people of the Black community transition into tech by lowering the entry barrier and, of course, helping people learn premium tech skills. Okay, so our service offerings are aimed at building capacity and, of course, understanding across different tech career paths like data science, data engineering. We have cybersecurity, we have financial analytics and HR analytics. We have Scrum that we are here for today. And of course, we have business analysis and data analytics. And these are like the 8 programs that we offer across the tech ecosystem. And we help our clients achieve data-driven decisions, data-driven decision making. All right. So our facilitators are top professionals from diverse sectors and industries and reputable organizations like Apple, like Microsoft, like Sahara, like KPMG, Deloitte, and Google, and so on and so forth. Right. We have a lot of top-notch professionals from diverse sectors as our facilitators. And our courses are structured in a way that they are very, very beginner friendly. You literally do not have to have any idea of what you're coming to learn, right? Because we will take you from 0 straight up to 100. So our courses are structured in a way that make it very practical, very hands-on, very practical, and they give you optimal value for all your time. All right, so that's who we are at Chainalytics. And I'm also going to be introducing myself. Like I said earlier, my name is Damlola and I am joining from Lagos, Nigeria. I have over 5 years of experience cutting across business analysis, data analytics, and financial analytics. All right. At the moment, I lead the training operations here at Chainalytics, and I have experience spanning across supply chain and retail, FMCG, and of course the EdTech ecosystem. And I have personally helped over 2,000 people transition from not knowing anything about tech at all into the tech ecosystem. And I'm also an ambassador for women in tech. So if you'd like to connect with me and just have a friendly chat or coffee chat or what have you, connect with me on LinkedIn at Oluwadamilola Ajumobi, and then on Twitter and on Instagram as well. All right. Then moving to the fantastic person that we have for today, who will be taking us through the practical aspects of this class, we have Josephine. Josephine is a certified professional Scrum Master with over a decade of experience in using agile methodologies. All right. So as a Scrum facilitator, Josephine has helped 500 plus people transition into tech, people that do not have tech background at all transition into tech. All right. So our experience spans across working as a Scrum Master in the fintech industry, implementing agile methodologies and frameworks, also speaking and contributing in the agile community. Right. Josephine has worked in financial services and ed tech sectors. Okay. And personally, she has also trained over 500. She has trained over 500 participants. Okay. So if you'd like to meet with Josephine, you can connect with her on LinkedIn at Josephine Bosa, right? And I'm sure it's going to be a very fantastic chat. All right. Moving forward, what are we doing here today? Why have we, put together this session? Number one, we're going to be talking about who a Scrum Master is. If you're here today, it means that you are, want to transition into Scrum, you want to learn who a Scrum Master is, you want to have the idea of who a Scrum Master is and how you can get started as a Scrum Master. So what are we doing here today? Number one, we're going to be talking about who a Scrum Master is. Then we'll look into how Scrum Masters leverage JIRA for project management. So JIRA is a tool or one of the softwares that you're going to be using a lot as a Scrum Master. Now, how exactly can you leverage JIRA as a Scrum Master for project management? We're going to be looking at a real life case study here, all right? Hands-on JIRA experience, of course. Then number two would talk about the pathway to becoming a Scrum Master. How can you get started as a Scrum Master? How can you be a part of the Scrum community? We're going to look into that. Number three, we're going to look at our special offer for you, what we at Analytics have to offer you, every single person that we have here today. We're going to be talking about that. Then lastly, we look at our Analytics Growth Internship Program and how you can be a part of that program. All right. So at this point, I'm going to be handing over to Josephine to take us through how Scrum Masters leverage JIRA for project management using the real life case study. All right. So let's sit back and relax and enjoy. It's going to be a fantastic session. And I promise you, at the end of this session, you will not regret you coming here. All right. So round of applause for Josephine as we welcome her on board. Hi, Josephine.
Hi, Damilola. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good to see you.
Yes, good to be here again. I feel good coming to the sessions and talking about Scrum. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead to share my screen. So yeah, just get into it, okay? Make sure that the time is maximized. So I just want to get to meet everybody on the call. So one thing I want to find out is, please put it on the comment section, guys. When did you hear about Scrum? When did you come about the word Scrum for you? Okay, I want to see that on the comment section. By the way, I also want to know if my screen is visible at the moment. Okay, is my screen visible?
It's coming
Please
up.
confirm.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, absolutely good. All right, so let me get the reaction in the comment section. Is this your first time of hearing Scrum? So say yes or no, okay? This is my first time of hearing Scrum. I'd like to have that reaction. Yes, this is not my first time of hearing Scrum, of coming across Scrum. Please, put it there on the comment section. I want to see the reaction. My classes are not boring. This section is very, very interesting. So just grab your popcorn, your Zobo drink, your juice, whatever you're using to chill out. So just sit back and relax. So I'm getting feelers, all right? So I'm saying here, Emmanuel says over a year ago, beautiful. Okay says 6 months ago. Nomi says a year ago. Awesome, awesome. This is not my first time of hearing about Scrum, Emmanuel. Awesome. This is not my first time, Harris. Okay. When I studied, I'm getting Fila saying this is not my first time. Fernandez says when I studied master in project management. Okay, beautiful. All right. So so whether it's your first time or it's not your first time, what I want to urge everyone on the call to do, by the way, I'm in Nigeria, Abuja. So what I want everyone to do this evening or whatever your time zone is I want us to learn, relearn and unlearn. So I know you might have heard one or two things about Scrum before now. So I want us to have whatever we know before now, put it, pocket it somewhere, and let's just go back to the basics. Because I'm the chief mentor of breaking things down. I'm not big in buzzwords and in terminologies. I like to break things down. I like to make it very relatable. So when people reach out to me or I see people say, "Oh, Josephine, what do you do?" And I say, "I'm a Scrum Master." I get that face like, you know, some persons are trying to grapple with the fact of, "Oh, Scrum Master, what does that mean? What does that even mean? What does she do?" Okay, so I get that face. But it's easier to say, "Oh, what do you do, Josephine?" I say, "I'm a project manager," and they just get it like, oh, "Okay, sure, she manages project." But I want to say that Scrum Master is the future of project management. And the easiest way to explain who a Scrum Master is that the person is a master of Scrum. Scrum is a framework. So, like I said, let's just get back to the basics just a little bit, and I will deep dive into what we need to do today. So I know that a lot of people are familiar with what project management, or you see someone say, "I am a project manager." Basically, what the person does is to manage projects. Now, the fact is, just being a project manager is not enough. There is a methodology of managing projects, which the project managers use and are currently using today. And that methodology is called the waterfall method. Now, how does Scrum Master come into play? What are they even saying, Scrum Master? Why do I even have a job as a Scrum Master? The reason I have a job as a Scrum Master, or the reason Scrum is now the leading career path in terms of project manager, is because in terms of project management, sorry, is because the waterfall methodology is not sustainable. Think of the waterfall methodology as the traditional method. Now, a lot of us can, cast our mind back to doing things the traditional way. Those days, our mom, the dad, some of us probably use firewood to cook. In fact, there are still some people who wash with their hands today. So just cast your mind to doing things the traditional way, cast your mind to doing things the manual way, which is what the project manager's methodology is all about. Okay. The waterfall methodology is fantastic. Yet there are a lot of pitfalls. Now, quickly, you say, "Oh, just what's the pitfalls about waterfall? It is fantastic." Good question. I'll answer that right away. It's because the waterfall methodology takes a whole lot of time. It is rigid and it is time consuming. I'll give you a very good instance. Okay, so you come back home, you're very famished, you're hungry, and you want to use the waterfall methodology to cook rice. I'm a foodie, okay, so I'm just going to be using a lot of food examples. So you want to use the waterfall methodology to cook rice. So the first thing you want to do, waterfall methodology says take your sweet, precious little time. You can take all the whole time in the world. So you try to parboil the rice, get the salt going. You're just doing things bit by bit by bit, and you're taking your time. And that's waterfall. Waterfall is saying if you have a project to undertake, you can use as much time as you want, go do your research. Whenever you're done with your research, you've gathered all the requirements. Waterfall is saying, okay, take your time to document it. So your research could take 3 months. Your documentation gathering, requirement gathering, and having all the documentation done can take another 2 months. Before you now say, "Oh, okay, let's start designing what the project, or how the project or the product is going to look like." That is a lot of time. What organizations don't have is time. Time is precious. It's competitive. It's a competitive world out there. Whatever you think you have as an idea that is still in your mind, a lot of people are already doing it. They are working it. So organizations say we don't have time. It's competitive. If we're into making noodles, for instance, there are tons of organizations into making noodles. Why is your own special? But the only thing is he who gets to the market first, gets the large chunk of the market share. So imagine trying to bring out, have your own noodles, get into the market. And you're taking your precious time trying to gather requirements, trying to, do the design, trying to get the teams that are going to work on that. That is not feasible in our world today. So, because of the pitfalls of the waterfall methodology, a lot of people sat together and said, this thing is not working. We cannot keep doing things the manual way. We cannot keep washing clothes with our hands. Imagine trying to wash a heap of clothes with your hands. And someone tells you, you know what, I feel like this is so strenuous for you. I'm going to get washing machine. That's the relief. Because once you put your clothes into the washing machine, you have a whole lot of time to sweep your house, clean, do every other thing you want to do while the washing machine is taking care of your clothes. But imagine washing same heap of clothes with your hands. You can't do anything. You have to be physically present, washing those clothes one after the other. So the advent or the emergence of Scrum Master or Scrum itself is because the manual or traditional way of doing things is no longer sustainable. And then they brought about the agile methodology. The agile methodology is flexible. The agile methodology responds to change. The human as a whole is complex. Humans are dynamic. The things that you used to like a year ago, 6 months ago, immediately your finance change or something happens to your life, you don't like it anymore. Your taste change. And you will bear me witness that in the generation we are today, is a fast world, fast food, fast cars, everything wants to happen fast. You want to be in your house and order everything and don't step out of your house. That is the generation we are today. So if you're going to get any product or service out there, you need to get it out here and now. Just imagine Mark Zuckerberg saying, oh, I have this Facebook idea, but I'm just going to take my time. I don't know how this project is going to be, so I'm not going to rush it. The truth of the matter is, if Mark didn't come out with Facebook, someone else will and call it something else. There's still going to be that social platform where people interact with each other in real time. So the idea of Scrum and the methodology that the Scrum Master uses, which is the agile methodology, it's fantastic. It's flexible. It says that, okay, we're building a product, but there could be a government law that says, oh, this thing cannot happen. And then we switch to the next thing. You can be working on a product and say, okay, you know what, I want to get a car. Let's say I'm in Nigeria, by the way, and you say, okay, I have this fantastic idea that I want to build a car that flies. For instance, I've never seen it, and I just want to introduce it into the market. The truth of the matter is, you're not the only one thinking about that same idea. But he who gets to the market faster takes the market share. The organizations don't care. It's a game of numbers. It's a game of ROI, return on investment. I have the large market share, and so I have the chunk of the money. So why are they rushing Scrum Masters like the best thing that ever happened after sliced bread? Is that we understand what it means to take an idea, put it into a prototype, get it into the market, and keep improving it as we go. You and I will bear me witness that when Facebook started, when Zuck launched Facebook, it was not as fantastic as it is now. It was not this beautiful. It was not, there were not a lot of features as we have. But as the year rolled by, he's adding new features. He's adding a lot of features. And I think I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, that in June or July, he's going to monetize Facebook for Nigerians. So you're able to monetize your Facebook page and make money out of it. That was a feature that was not there years ago when he released Facebook. But as he's going by year after year, he's gaining more insight into how he can improve Facebook. So Agile is saying that if you have an idea, you want to bring about a project or a service, do not wait to build everything 100%. Don't wait to say, oh, I don't have money to get this done yet. I don't have this. What do you have now? What can you get to the market now? You want to build a car. Can you just do tire and take it to the market and let people use the tire in other cars and give you their feedback? Oh, this tire is fantastic. Oh, we don't like this tire. As you're getting feedback from the customer, you're going back to improve the tire. So this is like just a little bit of basics, because I don't want us to dive into the real deal without understanding how Scrum came about. Scrum came about because there are a lot of pitfalls with the manual process. Agile is automatic. Agile is flexible. Organizations want to get to the, imagine how many fintech organizations we have. Imagine, think about any product, think about any services. There are 1,001 organizations into the same thing. All right. I'll give you a very good example. I'm not sure if I should mention the name of the noodles, but there's this noodles I've been eating from when I was a little girl. And it's been my favorite noodle. And I can tell you that there are other noodles in the market, okay? And each time I go to the marts, to the superstores, I just want to pick up that noodle. There's this thing in my head because I grew up knowing about this noodle. I've been eating it all my life. But are there other noodles that probably may be better off than it? Yes, the possibility is there. But this very familiar noodles has the large market share. And that is what organizations, so the demand for Scrum Masters is high because we know what it takes to get that product or service to the market as fast as possible. Okay, so today we're going to do a little, not much of a talk, but much of practicals. All right, so I know Damilola has done good work. She's done justice to work, laid the foundation of what we need to talk about. But let's get into who a Scrum Master is as per the skill set of a Scrum Master. Now, there's a specialized skill set. Scrum Masters typically possess specialized knowledge and skill in agile methodologies. Just like I said, we understand agile end to end. So when I say just think I'm a Scrum Master, it means that nobody understands Scrum the way I do. So when I'm working with the engineering team, I'm working in an organization as a Scrum Master, I am the custodian of Scrum. I embody Scrum, I internalize Scrum. And so I tell every other person in the engineering team, I lead the software engineers, every other skill set, the DevOps engineer, the technical writer, the quality analyst. I guide them using the Scrum principles to bring about whatever product or services that we want to achieve, whatever the project is about. Okay, I use my knowledge of Scrum. So now, what else is the skill set of a Scrum Master? Is that the Scrum Master's focus, the focus on facilitating team collaboration, removing impediments, and ensuring that the Scrum process is followed effectively. Now, what is all this English about? One of the primary focus of the Scrum Master is that we facilitate events. Now, in Scrum, there's something called the Scrum events, which we have the daily Scrum, the sprints, the sprint planning, the sprint retrospective, the sprint review. All of these things are events that must take place to bring about the release of an increment. I know I'm using a lot of buzzwords right now. When I talk about an increment, let's think about it this way. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you have a project. A project could be anything, guys. You know, a project must not be an application, something big, a big service. A project could be as much as you want to wash your clothes. You want to make sure you cook some certain delicacy. You want to meet this goal in a day. Anything could be a project. It mustn't be a big application. So, guys, let's say we have a project of, say, we want to cook jollof rice, Nigerian smoky jollof rice. Guys, I know that there could be other nationalities here. That's fine, but I still stand by the fact that Nigerian jollof rice is the best. Okay, but if you think otherwise, put it down in the comment section. Nothing beats smoky Nigerian jollof rice, and my fellow Nigerians understand it. So if you're non-Nigerian, you should try it. So, okay, back to what we're talking about, okay? So let's say we have a project to cook jollof rice. Remember I talked about an increment. I used the buzzword. And what buzzword I said is using the Scrum principles and all of the things, the events to bring about an increment. What is an increment in simple English? An increment is that you have a project to cook jollof rice, okay? And you buy whatever ingredients you have. At the end of the day, what you're going to get is jollof rice. That thing called increment is jollof rice. The value you get at the end of performing an action. If you're going to be washing your clothes, the value you get out of washing your clothes is clean clothes. If you're going to be cooking shrimps, meat, the value you get out of that action you perform is the end product of that thing. So that is called increment in Scrum. Okay, so what we primarily do as a Scrum Master is that we collaborate and facilitate all of the Scrum processes, because we don't code, we are not programmers, but we know what it takes to get programmers to achieve that goal in due time, within a particular time box, within a particular timeline. We know what it takes. So we use our knowledge of Scrum, the principles that we know, and we help the software engineers, the DevOps engineers, all the skill sets that you can think in the tech ecosystem to bring about the release of an increment. All right. So if you're following me, I'd like to have an engaging class that say, hey, Josephine, I get you. I understand what you're saying. All right. So let's quickly move. So let's look at the next thing, adaptability and flexibility. Agile environments require adaptability and flexibility to respond to changing requirements. Things change. People change. So let's say you're working on a project right now, and then you go to the market, you release that project. There's every tendency that people say, oh, you know what? Let's say you're working on a detergent, a kind of beautiful detergent, all right? And then you get to the market and release that detergent. It's possible that people say, oh, we don't want it, we don't like it, or there's something even much more better, or your detergent is inferior, and all of that. That is because market change. These are market conditions, because things will definitely change. Human beings are taste differs. We're dynamic, we're complex beings. So one thing is that you like something now, the next minute you don't like it. But using Agile when building a project is that we don't build it end to end to go and give the customer, for the customer to say, you know what, I don't like this product, and all of that. What are we going to do? We'll spend money, effort, resources, everything down the drain. So we're not going to build it end to end before getting that sort of feedback from the customer. What we do is that we want to build something, we build a part of it, a little bit of it, take it to the market and say, you know what, users test this thing, more like a prototype. I say, test it and give us feedback. The feedback that they will give to us, we'll go back and improve on that thing. Okay. And if we're getting a very bad feedback, that's okay to shut down the project. Because why would you spend so much money, resources, and build a project end to end only for you to get to the market and there's no market for that even, or nobody wants to buy that project? That's too risky. That's too expensive. So with Agile is saying that if you must do something, we do it in bit by bit, in smaller bits, okay, and take it to the market. In different fractions of it, get to the market, get the customer feedback. Oh, this thing is good. Oh, you can do it this way. We prefer this way. We prefer this way. That's fine. We go back, redo it, take it back to the market. By the time we're done building that project end to end, we have what the user loves, what the user likes, what the user wants to use. And that's where companies make huge ROI. Okay, now let's look at the performance improvement. Scrum Masters play a pivotal role in improving team productivity, quality, delivery speed through Agile methodology. Like I said earlier, one of the key things that we do using the Agile methodology is fast delivery. Fast delivery. Imagine that you ordered something online. Okay, you ordered whatever it is that you ordered online, and the delivery guy or the company took a lot of time in delivering that service or that product to you. The next time you're going to do that order, you will not use the same company or the same delivery man, because we want everything fast. We are a now generation. Give it to me now. I want it now. I don't have time to waste. Okay. So with Agile, we are delivering fast, and not just delivering fast, we are delivering quality. All right. So moving on to the next thing, we're looking at leadership in self-organization. Scrum Masters empower teams to self-organize and make decisions collaboratively. Now, being a Scrum Master, I tell people that is one of the easiest parts to take. By the way, I don't like coding. I hate programming. It drains me. It's very difficult to learn and all of that. So if you're looking to transition into tech, Scrum is one of the easiest way. And Scrum is a leadership role. Once you're a Scrum Master, you're part of top management. You're part of stakeholders in the business. You're a leader. You're automatically a leader in the role. Unlike some other tech roles and some other non-tech roles that once you get into the organization, you have to walk your way up the ladder, and that's going to take a lot of years and experience. But as a Scrum Master, you are coming into the organization as a leader. You're automatically a leader. You're part of the top management. You're part of the decision makers in the organization, because who you're going to be leading are the Scrum team. In your Scrum team, you're going to find diverse skill sets. You're going to be working with different people. You're going to be working with the software engineers, the backend, the mobile engineers. You're going to be working with the quality analyst. You're going to be working with the DevOps engineer. You're going to be working with the UI, UX, name it, all the skill sets that you hear in tech. You're going to be working with all of these diverse skill sets to build a project. So you are a leader in that organization, and your job is to ensure that you guide the team. You mentor them, because as a Scrum Master, you're not just guiding, you're not just facilitating, you're coaching the team, you're mentoring them, because they don't know Scrum the way you do. In fact, it's likely that they don't even know Scrum. Or probably the organization, they're just transitioning into Agile. They've been doing waterfall before now. So you are the custodian of Scrum. That's why you're a Scrum Master. Master of Scrum. So your job is to coach everyone, even the CEO. Everybody's going to align into doing things the Agile way. Okay, so this helps to improve the team morale and enhance productivity and innovation. All right, so we're moving forward. Let's look at the next thing that we need to talk about. Okay, I hope I've not jumped the gun regarding my slide. All right, so yeah, we're moving slow and steady, and we'll get there. Okay, so real life application of Scrum. I hear people say, oh, Josephine, being a Scrum Master, is it just working in the tech organization? No. As a Scrum Master, you can work anywhere. Scrum is applicable anywhere. You can apply Scrum in your real life. You can work in the tech organization, you can work in media, you can work in health, you can work in name it, any organization. Agile can work in that organization. So you can be a Scrum Master in any organization. It is not just limited to the tech organization. Why? Because Agile methodology is a way of doing things. In every organization, they are undertaking any project. Projects are going on, even in your own organization. The beautiful thing about Agile is that whilst you're in your present organization, you can introduce Agile. You can make everybody start doing things the Agile way, and the result is fantastic. It's result proven. Okay, so any organization, Scrum Master fits in there. So even if you go on LinkedIn as I speak and just type Scrum, you're going to be seeing the Scrum roles in a plethora of organizations, not just the tech organization. So let's remove our focus from, oh, this is just tech, I'm limited to the tech industry. That's not correct. Agile can work anywhere. Whatever project that is going on right now, even in the construction industry, you can use the Agile methodology to bring about faster delivery and high quality product at the end of the day. Okay, so which is what I've just explained. Agile software development project, you can use Agile and Scrum to carry out any project, be it a software development project, be it product development, e-commerce. I'm currently going to share my JIRA in the bit to see that we're working, Analytics working on an e-commerce product. As we speak, you can put Scrum can work in marketing. Yes, Scrum can work in marketing. Scrum can work in infrastructure, whatever project that you can think of, Instead of using the waterfall methodology, you use the modern methodology. You can put in Agile there. Agile is a methodology. When I talk about methodology, don't even go too far. It's a method. It's a method of doing things. So if you have been cooking with firewood, Agile is saying now you have gas cooker to cook. If you have been washing with your hand, Agile is saying now you have a washing machine to do what you need to do. You can, it's flexible, it's fast, it's something to change. That means you can change at any point in time. All right. Okay. So moving on, I hope I'm not too fast. Okay, because when I talk about Scrum, I get pretty excited. All right. So let's see. Let's see. I think this is the point where I dive into my my JIRA. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go to JIRA. Let's look at what we have on my JIRA. So I can take questions here, a bit of questions while I have my JIRA loading. Okay, so all of this I've said, do we get the basics? Do we get the idea about Scrum, who a Scrum Master is, what you're going to be doing as a Scrum Master, and how you're going to be doing what you need to do? Now, okay, I think I need to get looking to the message box. So if you have questions that you want to ask me, feel free, put it down in the message box and I will definitely answer those questions. Okay, so now what you're currently seeing on my screen, if you can see my screen, okay, say yes. If you can see my screen, say yes. Josephine, I can see your screen. Let me know that everyone is following. I don't intend to leave anyone behind today, okay? So if you can see my screen, say yes, because this is the juiciest part of this masterclass. Don't blink. Don't blink. I literally do not blink. Okay. So I get yes from Nomi, yes from Nelly, Emmanuel, successful. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Fantastic. All right. So what you're currently seeing right now is my JIRA board. Okay. Now, just like every career path, a plumber, if you call a plumber to come to your house and fix any plumbing issue, the person is going to come with a box of tools. If you call a makeup artist to get you beautiful, the makeup artist is not just going to arrive at your house and say, hey, I'm here, what's up? The person is going to come with a box full of makeup to, you know, enhance your looks and all of that. That's the same way that a Scrum Master have tools or have tools that they use. Okay, JIRA is one of the tools. These are called project management tools. So it is not enough to say, hey, I'm a Scrum Master and you don't know how to use the tools of a Scrum Master, because these are your day-to-day activity rely on these tools. Now, example of these tools, one is JIRA. And like Damilola said, this is one of the most popular project management tools. Okay, but we have other ones. We have Azure DevOps, we have Trello, we have Asana, we have Monday.com. These are different project management tools. And I like to explain project management tool like the video conferencing tool that we're using right now. Guys, you guys see me in real time. We're talking, you drop questions, I see you, we talk in real time, regardless of what the time zone is. And this is on Zoom. The same way Zoom has this kind of product is the same thing Google Meet have, MS Team have. So these are just the same video conferencing tools, but different product names, okay? So if you can use Zoom, which we are currently using, you should be able to use Google Meet. You should be able to use MS Team. So why am I saying all of this? Your knowledge in one helps you understand the rest. So trust me, there are a lot of project management tools. If you Google as I speak, you're going to see even more. But JIRA is the most popular. 10, 9, 8, let me not push it too far, okay? So let's say like 8 out of 10 organizations are using JIRA. So if you get into an organization as a Scrum Master, you're most likely going to be onboarded on JIRA. But if that's not the case, there are other project management tools. But your knowledge on JIRA helps you get by the rest. That's why I said if you can use Zoom and you can operate Zoom, you can click on the link. You're currently on this class. What stops you from using Google Meet? So Analytics could say, you know what, the next masterclass, we're going to do it on Google Meet. That's the same thing. I could come up tomorrow and do build an application, a video conferencing application, and call it Josephine for all I care. It's the same old thing, different interface and all of that. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to simulate a little bit of project on JIRA right now. So JIRA is one of the most popular project management tools. This is where we get hands-on experience. So as a Scrum Master, you need hands-on experience. Okay, I don't know why I was doing like this. Okay, but you need hands-on experience regardless. All right, so being in front of a recruiter is not enough to talk about the Scrum guide, the Scrum event, the Scrum pillars, and all of that. Those are fantastic, but they need to see if you know how to use the project management tool, because in using the project management tool, you're able to also know the data analytics part of it. I'm going to show everyone all about that right about now. So currently I am on JIRA, as you can see the interface, and I want us, don't just pull this by the side, it's just obstructing me. Okay, so I'm currently on JIRA, and let's simulate something. Like I told you, we have a project ongoing. It's called Shopalytics, an e-commerce store, and yeah, we're currently on the product backlog. So what you see this is called the backlog. It's called the product backlog. What you see right now is called the product backlog. All of these items are in the product backlog. Okay, these are items that we're currently working on. This is a project. The project is Shopalytics e-commerce store. That is what we're building. Every product that you see today, when I talk about product, every application that you see today in the iOS store, in the Android store, using Scrum and Agile was built like this. They put everything, all the features, everything was built using JIRA, and it was done from this place, from the product backlog. Now, I know when I mention product backlog, somebody's like, yeah, what's she talking about? What's that? What's product backlog? Okay. So let's do something very, very real. Everyone, I want to explain product backlog, okay, before I go ahead to do a little bit of project this evening. So what do we mean when we say something is a product backlog? So let's say you want to cook jollof rice. Yeah, guys, I'm going to just keep using that. So let's say you want to cook jollof rice. Okay, stay with me. We're talking about product backlog. All of these items are inside the product backlog. This place I'm hovering over is the product backlog, okay? So let's say our project, the project that they've given us to work on, everyone on this call, every 39 person on this call, been given a project to work on, and that project is to cook jollof rice. Okay, now, how do we even start? Yes, they've given us, they've earmarked how many $1 billion to cook jollof rice as a project, in quotes. How do we even start the project? What do you do? What's the first thing that you would do as a Scrum Master? How do you get to work? Where does the engineers, the software engineers, the back end, the front end people, where does everybody pick up their work? Where would they even start the work from? Where are we going to start? Okay, my Nigerian balance is creeping in. So guys, get used to it, the non-Nigerians. Okay. So where would they even start from? So the first thing is, if we have been given a project of giants of that project, I hope my network is not going to mess up right now. Please let me know if anyone hears me. I'm getting feelers that my network is lagging. Okay, if you're hearing me, give me a yes. Give me a yes that you can hear me. Okay.
Yes, I'm just been with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great. Awesome. Okay. So, guys, let's go back. The project is jollof rice. Okay. The project is jollof rice. And every 39 of us here, they put us in a Scrum team to say, we are going to build jollof rice. The first thing you want to do is to gather requirements. That's the first thing anybody's going to do. So in gathering requirements, the requirements are like features of the jollof rice. The first requirement you want to gather is rice. Where are you going to buy the rice? You need to probably get to the market to buy the rice. So you're going to make a list of the items first. Remember that we've not even gone to building the project. We don't know what we want to use in making this jollof rice. So you want to write a list first. What are the lists? So I want to know on this call, because we're not going to build this jollof rice I'm not going to do it alone. 39 of us are going to cook jollof rice, and we're going to put it inside our product backlog. I'm explaining the product backlog right now, guys. So the first thing you want to do is write a list of all the items you need for jollof rice. So put it on the call. I want to see it on the comment section. What do we need for this project, for jollof rice? Please, if you know you're a bad cook, you don't know how to cook jollof rice, don't put the list. So we will not build bad projects. We're not going to do projects that will not work. So all the lists, all the items that we need for jollof rice, can we make a list of it? I want to see it on the message box. So what do we need? What do we need to cook jollof rice? We want to build a project, and I'm explaining product backlog, so stay with me. We need rice. What else do we need? We need rice, oil, curry, tomatoes, veg oil, seasoning, pot. Great. I love that pot, because I mean, we're going to need pot to put all of that. We need fire. Who is that? Who is the person? See, who is that? Who says we need fire? How? We need gas. Thank you, Nomi. We need gas. All of these are items. We need water. Great, great. We need bay leaf and seasoning. I'm looking for the person who says we need gas and we need fire. Oluwakemi, how now? We're going to buy fire. I'm going to buy gas. Thanks. Okay, so all of these are items that we need. All of these items, we need matches, meat stock, great, salt. So all of these items are what we need for this project called jollof rice. Now the question is, we're going to put all of these items in a list. That list where you write all these items is the product backlog. Because you're making a list, you guys are already putting all the items we need for jollof rice. Rice, stock, meat, gas, all these things. All that place, either you're making a mental list or you're making a physical list. Either way, there's going to be somewhere you need to write these things down. Okay? For you to be able to not forget, you need to keep track of the items. You need to put them in a particular place. That place, that container, that list, that paper where you write it is called the product backlog. That is all of this. So all of these items are the items we're using to build. See, all the lists you made for jollof rice, these are like all of those lists. We are building an e-commerce store. Shopanalytics rather is building an e-commerce store called Shopanalytics, and we are making a list of everything we need for an e-commerce store. Imagine an e-commerce store. We need a login page. We need a sign-up page. We need security authentication. We need to order tracking feature so that once somebody, the tracking feature is more like the algorithm that is going to track once users get into our website or our mobile application. So those lists that you guys made right now are here. They are more like all of these lists that you see right now for the Shopanalytics. So all the lists that you make, you're going to put them in a place, in a container. That container is the product backlog, okay, which is what we are currently seeing right now. So all of this is the product backlog. So we're going to put every item. We want to, whatever project you want to build, you need to first of all articulate which is the requirement gathering. What do I need for this project? Oh, I want to build noodles. I want to make a noodles that will send all the other noodles in the market running away. What do you need? What's the first thing you need? What's the second thing you need? So Agile is saying that you may not know everything, but that's okay. That's okay. What do you know now first? Oh, we have rice. We have groundnut oil. We have gas. We have pepper. Okay, we'll put it down first. We'll put those things that we know. Putting those things down, you need to put them down inside the product backlog, okay? Now, let's do a bit of a project right now, okay? I've done a little bit of talking and all of that. Let's see how all of these things work. So that place where you're going to put it down is called the user story. The rice, the pepper, the onions, all of these things you see, all these things you see that I'm hovering over, they are called user stories. What's the user story? A user story is that functionality from a user's perspective. It's a story of the user. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about the project. What project can we simulate right now? Okay, I have one in mind. One of the projects we can simulate is we have a project of becoming a Scrum Master in the next 6 months. That is a project, guys. Remember I told you that the project must not be a service or an application. Anything could be a project, okay? You're looking to get married in the next 1 year, it's a project. You're looking to have a baby, those are projects. Those are things that you can actually work towards to achieve your aim. It's a project. So let's do something now. And I want us to talk about the project we're going to be looking at right now is a project of being a Scrum Master in the next 2 months. Okay, being a Scrum Master in the next 2 months. Now that is a project. Justin, how do we even start this project? Using Scrum. How do we start using Scrum? The first thing to do is everybody here is going to do this project with me. Okay, so I'm going to I need to gather those requirements. What are the requirements I need to become a Scrum Master in the next 2 months using Scrum? I remember I told you, Scrum is applicable anywhere. And I just want to show you that you can apply Scrum to your personal life, not just an e-commerce store or any fintech application or whatever application you want to build. So the first thing I want to do is I want to gather requirements and I want to put those requirements in my product backlog. Guys, I showed you what a product backlog is, okay? So let's get a requirement. What is the requirement I need? Who can tell me what I need? Our project now, this evening, based on my time zone, is that we want to use Scrum to become a Scrum Master in the next 2 months. So the first thing I need, who wants to tell me the first thing I need? So I'm just going to take a peek at the comment section. Who wants to tell me the first thing? We're about to build a project using Scrum. So who wants to tell me the very first thing that Patrick, I love it. I need laptop. Love it. Who else? Gather those requirements, put them in the comment section. So laptop. So let's get to work. Right now. I want to create a user story, say laptop. So let's do it this way. I need to buy laptop, okay? I need to get a laptop. Okay, so let's just say, let's make it more interesting. Say purchase a laptop. Okay, purchase the laptop. That is the user. So by the way, let's create the project. Okay, let's talk about the epic. The epic is going to carry the project name. What do we want to achieve? Let's do the project first before we talk about the features of that project, like I mentioned. So the project is become a Scrum Master in 2 months. Okay, that's achievable actually. Become a Scrum Master in 2 months. So go ahead to create. I'm going to show you the reason why we're doing this. First of all, we need to establish that we are working on a project. So that's the first thing. So we've established the project we're working on. I've created the epic for that. So the next thing I want to do is I go ahead to start gathering requirements that would enable me become a Scrum Master in the next 2 months. Okay, so I go ahead to create my user story. Guys, I wish I had all the time to explain a whole lot of things, but it's okay. Just follow me and we will get there. So next thing I want to do is purchase a laptop, okay? So I go ahead to purchase a laptop first because I need a laptop. All right, so purchase a laptop to become a Scrum Master in the next, in the next 2 months. So, yep, great. So I have that created here. Okay, so I have that. Guys, can you see? I'm gathering requirements now. Okay, why my stuff can get funny. All right, so remember, stay with me. The project is becoming a Scrum Master in the next 2 months. And for me to become a Scrum Master, I need to gather requirements on the things that I need. Remember that we're using Scrum to make this work. So I'm going to go ahead to select my epic. I'm going to go ahead to select my epic, which is the project that I'm working on. Let's look at this epic again. I want to give it a different color. So I'll go ahead to open my user story. So I am the user, you are the user. I want to become a Scrum Master in the next, I want to become a Scrum Master in the next 2 months. So the first thing I want to do is I identify that this is a project that I'm working on. I got to choose a different color because it was looking like I couldn't identify this become a Scrum Master project and then the Shopalities project. So having done that, get back to work. All right. So let's get to the first thing. So let's create 3 more. I'm gonna go right into the comment section. What else do we need? We need laptop. Let's see what else. Who else suggested? We need electricity. Okay. Start a training with analytics. Makes sense. We need generator. Okay, I'm just gonna pick. Let's see if there was other things. Okay, I'm just gonna pick this 2. We need data. Awesome. Okay, so we need data. We're gonna do data, start a training with analytics, and then get a generator. So you guys are telling me that people don't have faith in the power, in Nigerian power, in those. So if I don't have faith in our electricity, so like mentioning generator, I feel you, I see you, I understand you, I know where you're coming from. So let's go ahead to create more requirements of this project that we want. First of all, we'll identify the laptop. Next thing we want to do is let's add data. Okay, so let's also say we're going to purchase let's say let's purchase data. Okay, that can work. Purchase data. Okay, so we'll create that. That's another requirement. Okay, guys, see that here already. So can we see that that's another requirement? So we add, because I have lots of projects going on my JIRA. You can work on different projects at the same time. Okay, so this is the Shopalities project. This is another project that we're about to embark on. All right, and what we're doing is that we first of all identify that this is a project on its own by creating an epic, and then we're gathering the requirements. 1, purchase data. 2, purchase a laptop. Excuse me. Now, next thing that we need is to join training with analytics. Okay, so let's identify that. Okay, sign up with analytics. Okay, so analytics. I hope I got that correctly. So we're signing up with analytics Scrum program. All right, so yeah, that's one of the things that we will do. So we'll go ahead to create it. So what are we doing? We're making a list of all the items that we need. Just the same thing that you would do if you're about to make a meal, you're about to cook anything, and you need to get those. So you're going to make a mental list or a physical list of all the items you need for that delicacy. Go to the supermarket and buy it. That's the same thing that we're doing right now. So one more. What else? What else do we need? What else do we need? Purchase a laptop, purchase data, sign up with the Analytics Scrum program. What else do we need? I think I need to take a peek. I need to take a peek into, yeah, okay. So generator, yeah, I said I see you, I feel you, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So yeah, we're gonna get generator, okay, just in case power gets funny and you don't want anything disrupting your learning. So let's go back to create another user story, gather another requirement, which is to I think I'm just going to use the same word, say, purchase generator. So what we are doing right now is the same thing that you would do, even if you're trying to make anything, whatever project you're about to embark on. The first thing you need is to gather requirements. Now we have about 4 requirements right now. We have purchase a laptop, purchase data, sign up with Analytics Scrum program, and purchase a generator. Guys, remember the project that we're working on. Now, this is just 4 out of there are tons of requirements. There could be lots more that you want to achieve while becoming a Scrum Master in 2 months, which is our project. And we are using Scrum to achieve that. But what Agile is saying is that the same thing, you don't have to know everything. You don't need to make mental list of knowing everything end to end. It's not possible. Things might change midway. It's possible that while we have a user story purchase laptop, somebody might give you a laptop, so you don't need to purchase laptop anymore. Okay, that's what Agile is. Agile is saying that it understands that the project is complex, taste might change, market conditions. There are a lot of forces that could affect what we are building, the project that we want to work on. So we need to first of all run with what we know. So we're going to be running with these 4 items. Are there other things that you need to become a Scrum Master in the next 2 months? Yes. To achieve that project, you need a lot of other things, but this is the 4 things that we know and we're running with it. Okay, so now we've gathered the items. Now let's flesh out the user story. It's not enough to add all those requirements and say, oh, I want pepper, onions, curry, all of that thing. That's great. That's the first step. Identify what you need, first of all. Now, after identifying what you need and putting them into your product backlog, you need to now flesh out those user story. This thing that you need, how is the developer going to build it? Remember that as Scrum Masters, we are with nothing consign us with coding. We're doing learning programming language. We are not the ones to build the application. We are not the ones to do those things. Our job is to just use the Scrum principles to guide the people that we need to guide. All right. So now we have a user story purchase the laptop. Now, how are we even going to go about purchasing the laptop? The first thing we need to do is to describe this. Remember, this is a user story, and we're going to describe the user story from the user's perspective. What is a user story? It's called user story. The story is from the user's perspective. Who wants to go through the Scrum training? Who are the people that are going to use this product? Is there anybody that is interested in becoming a Scrum Master in 2 months? Now, how will we guide and help this person? The first thing is you need to think about the description. What's this description going to be? So we're going to start with saying, as a user, I'm going to start by saying, as a user, yeah, so I hope my network is going to allow me to do what I need to do. So as a user, now this user could be anybody, okay? Could be Josephine, could be Matthew, could be Damilola, could be anybody who is interested in using this product. So once you're writing a user story needs to be clear because you're writing it from the point of a user. The user is not just you alone. Is Mark using, is he the only one using Facebook? No, everybody all over the world is using Facebook. So when they were building Facebook, they were building each of the features, the sign up, the login. The engineers were thinking from the user's perspective. It's not just Josephine using this. Anybody could use this product. So that is where a user story comes from. You're building that story or you're building that functionality from a user's perspective, and the user could be anybody. Okay, so let's describe who this user is and why they need to purchase a laptop. Why is this requirement? Why is this user story needed for this project? So as a user, okay, I need let's use the HP laptop for instance. So I need the HP laptop, okay, the HP laptop to enable me engage practically, to enable me engage practically, to enable me engage practically with the Scrum training. So to enable me engage practically with a Scrum training. So this is the user. As a user, for this project, you need a laptop. You need a laptop to be able to learn Scrum, ideally, because whatever we're going to be doing, you're not just going to use it on your phone. The experience from the phone is not great. So if you're going to use JIRA, the user experience on the web experience and the mobile experience are not the same. So you would need a laptop, all right? So that's the first thing. Now we've established that. So let's look at the acceptance criteria, okay? What is the acceptance criteria for this? When we talk about acceptance criteria, we're saying, what does success look like? If an engineer is going to build or code this thing, this purchase a laptop, let's say this is an actual functionality. How, on what parameters, or what parameters is this engineer going to build this application or this functionality? So when we say, let's look at the acceptance criteria, we're saying, what does success looks like from the user's perspective? Okay, what does success look like? So the first thing is, let's look at success from the user's perspective. If the user has a laptop, what are they going to be doing if they have a laptop? So number one, as a user, we have established that the person needs a HP laptop to engage practically in the Scrum training. Now, we're going to test that the user, first of all, we will test that the laptop is a HP laptop, So saying a laptop is just vague. We need to be very specific. What kind of laptop does this user need? If the user is going to be joining the Scrum training, there are different names of laptop, there are different product names, but we're specific about the HP laptop. So we're going to test that the laptop is a HP product, okay? We're going to test that the laptop is a HP product. That's one. Now, the second thing is, what does success looks like? We're going to test that because everything that we're going to be building, the quality assurance person should be able to test it. And this is part of the test cases for the QA person. It's just like saying that you went to the market, you listed out all the items you need for jollof rice, and you come back home and you cook jollof rice. You need to give it to one or two people, or the people you're going to serve it, say, hey, I made jollof rice, test it. What do you think about this? Those are the people that are going to say, this is what success looks like. Thumbs up, your jollof rice was great. Oh, and I don't like the jollof rice, there was so much pepper and all of that. So this is what we're doing. This is the acceptance criteria. For us to say that the user has laptop, what are the parameters? What parameters are we looking at to come up to say, oh yes, this user has laptop? So test that the user says that the laptop, says that the user can. Let's say that the user can. Let's say that the user can say, is it sign up on the laptop? Let's say the user can put the laptop on. So if you buy a laptop, you want to test that it can come up, okay? So test that the user can put the can get the laptop to come up. English is hard, guys. Help me out here. Test that the user can get the laptop to come up, okay? We're also going to test about the model of the laptop. So we're specific. What model of laptop are we looking at? Okay, so let's test that the laptop is a Core i5, HP Core i5 Intel. Okay, so test that the laptop is a HP Core i5 and Core i5 Intel model. Okay, so this what I'm writing right now are the acceptance criteria. If you've made jollof rice, what are the acceptance criteria of jollof rice? You need to test that there's pepper. You need to test that there's sauce. If we created a user story for shrimps, we need to test that there's shrimps in that jollof rice. So all of these things are what success looks like. So if we said that one of the user stories purchased a laptop, what model of the laptop? We need to test that, okay, it's a HP laptop, by the way. We need to test that the user can put on this laptop. If you go and buy a laptop, you need to put it on to ensure that this laptop is working. You need to also test that there's this thing about the laptop. You need to check the specification. So you need to test that the specifications, the laptop specifications are correct. So the laptop specifications are intact, okay? So when you're buying a laptop, you need to check that all the specifications of the laptop are intact. So we're going to stop here. What I'm trying to achieve is that in every user story, you need to say what that thing will be needed for. So this user story could have been a sign-up page. Okay, I could have said, oh, we are building a functionality, and the first thing is that we need to ensure that the users sign up on the application. So this could have also been a sign-up page. Okay, so this could have also been a sign-up page. And in every application, I don't know why I'm typing in different. So in every application, the first thing you want to do if you download an application is to sign up on that application. Okay, so if the users get to your sign up page, what are they going to do? If you download an application now, the first thing is to tell you to sign up. And for you to be able to sign up, it is going to require your name. In some instances, it will ask you for your name, it will ask you for your password, it is going to ask for other things. There are different parameters that it's going to ask. So those are what success looks like when a user gets to your sign up page. But in this case, we're talking about purchasing a laptop. So every user story needs to be fleshed out as to the description of that user story. What is the user going to do with that user story? When the user sees that description, what action would they take? And what does success look like? So if this is a sign-up page, for instance, we need the acceptance criteria is going to say, oh, test that the user puts their email and their name and correctly, test that the user puts their email correctly, test that there's password done correctly before the user is able to sign up and then go further to log in. So that is what success looks like when we're talking about the acceptance criteria. And there are different ways of writing acceptance criteria. There's no time for me to deep dive into that. Okay. So now let's go back to our product backlog. Now, after you've gathered those requirements in the product backlog, I think I'm overshooting time. Let me know if I am overshooting time, or I mean it's about time, Damilola. So after we've created the items on the product backlog, like we have just done here, as you can see, the next thing we want to do is to pull those items into our sprint backlog. Okay, we're going to pull those items. So let's say we need to start working on these items. We're going to pull the laptop, the purchased laptop. So I'm going to pull the purchased laptop from the product backlog. I'm going to pull the purchased laptop user story from the product backlog to the sprint backlog. Okay, so I'm taking that up, pulling it from. So how do the engineers begin to work on this? At what point do they action? At what point do they action the things that they need to work on? So being in the product backlog is not enough. We have identified the requirements, and that's great. But now we need to start working on those requirements. If you've made a list of the items of the
All right, hi Josephine. Yeah. Can anybody hear me? Okay, so I think Josephine lost her internet, so we'll just hold on for her. But whilst we're waiting for Josephine, if you understand everything that we've been doing so far, can you give me a thumbs up in the chat? We've talked about who a Scrum Master is, and yeah, basically what they do. And we are looking at a bit of the practical aspect of being a Scrum Master. So if you understand everything that we've been doing since the start of the session, please drop a thumbs up for me in the chat. Lovely, lovely. All right, so we'll just hold on for her to come back. But all right, 10:10, you're just joining the class. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Let's do another thing. Can you tell me one of the roles of a Scrum Master? So based off of what Josephine has taught us in the last 40 minutes, can you tell me in the chat what the role of a Scrum Master is? Yes, Oluwakemi. So yeah, you can drop your question in the chat, and if I'm able to answer that right now, of course. All right, so a Scrum Master is coordinates projects. Fantastic. So it means that you've been listening, right? They are constantly working on, coordinating projects and ensuring that these projects end up well. Well, let me just check it. So let's keep it going. If you understand what Josephine has taught us in the last 40 minutes, please drop a simple sentence in the chat. Okay. So yes, a Scrum Master is in charge of coordinating projects. They coordinate projects. Lovely. The project supervision, right? So all the projects that the company is currently working on, it's the role of a Scrum Master to supervise and also carry out the Scrum events that accompanies this project. They serve as an intermediary between the customer and the workforce towards achieving a common goal without wasting time. And I thought, Absol, have you worked as a Scrum Master before, or you're just getting into it? All right, Josephine is back, so we'll just go ahead with this session. Hi, Josephine. All right, Ubong, can you please unmute Josephine? All right.
Okay. Yeah. Apologies. I think Nigerian network happened to me. These things, you really don't have control over them. So I'm trying to get my sign up on my system, but I mean, the show has to go on, right? So I'm trying to just get my system up and running while I talk. So I want to get feelers. Okay, so this is me trying to get on my system and share the rest of the things I have for this evening. But I want to get feelers, guys. Are we following? Do we understand what we're trying to achieve? The project we're working on? If you have questions, put it right there on the comment section, and I just pick up one or two. But like I said, being a Scrum Master is using the project management tool, which is JIRA. First of all, you need to get the requirements done, put them in the user stories, have them inside the product backlog, and working from that point. Okay, so what I was about to show before my network went off is that putting them in the product backlog is not enough. You need to action those items. Actioning those items come from the point of, let's say you get to the market, you want to make whatever thing you want to make, whatever dish, you make a list of all this. Okay, I think I need to jump off system.
All right, good to be back. Oh shoot. Apologies, guys. Sorry about that. Let's put up my phone. Okay, very audible, right? Sorry about the drama. Am I audible now? Oh my. Am I audible?
Yes, Josephine, we can hear you now.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good. Apologies. Okay, good. All right, so I'll just go ahead to share my screen. Sorry about the break and all. Let's see. So if you have questions, like I said, put them in the comments section and I will do justice. So what I was trying to say is that it's not enough to have those items in your product backlog. You need to pull up the items and start working on it, which is what I was doing, dragging the items from the product backlog into my sprint backlog. So once the product is in my sprint backlog, it means that we're ready to action those items. We're ready to work on, we're ready to work on it to bring about an increment. We're ready to work on it to bring about an increment, okay? So I'm pulling up all the items that we have identified for the project of becoming a Scrum Master in 2 months. So I'm taking them from the product backlog to my sprint backlog, okay? Okay, I'm just gonna drop that here. Yes, so I have purchase data, purchase a laptop. These are the items that we have listed that we sign up with the Scrum Analytics program. Okay, so this is another item that we want to action and start working on. So the first step, like I showed, is have your list drawn out. That is the first step. Whatever projects that you want to build, you create an epic for it. We've identified that the project is becoming a Scrum Master in 2 months. We listed the items that we need. We created requirements for those items in becoming a Scrum Master. And then I fleshed out one of the user story, which is purchasing a laptop from a user's perspective. Why does this user need laptop? What's success going to look like? Drawing up the acceptance criteria. There's a whole lot much more than that. We cannot squeeze into the masterclass. And then I pull them into the sprint backlog. So now it's in the sprint backlog and we're ready to start the sprint. Starting the sprint is where the Scrum events come in. We're going to have our sprint planning. Before we start the sprint, we need to have our sprint planning, plan around these items. We'll now have our daily stand-ups that's going to be happening daily. We'll have a sprint review, sprint retrospective, and all. But there's something much more interesting. I want to show you guys that there's a data analytics part of being a Scrum Master. Okay, so the data analytics part of being a Scrum Master is that not just the Scrum events and all of that. Those are beautiful, drawing up the requirement, great, facilitating the Scrum event, great. But as a Scrum Master, you are a leader in such a way that you're going to be directing the team on the progress of the project. You're also going to be talking with stakeholders every day. Remember, I told you that being a Scrum Master just ushers you into the leadership role. So you're going to be giving a progress report to the stakeholders on the progress of that project that you guys are working on. And you're not just going to be speaking from nothingness. You're going to be interpreting data. And the data that we're going to be using for on JIRA, we're going to be looking at the burn-up chart, the burn-down chart, and the velocity. It's raining in my area. Apologies about the noise in the background that you probably may be hearing. Okay, so we're going to look at different data. So from this data, you are now going to be inspecting the work that the team is doing and then advising the team from the data that's being gathered on different sprints. And speaking to the stakeholders, they're going to be advising them, okay, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to do based on this data. So as a Scrum Master, you should be able to interpret the data. Like you're seeing right now, we have Scrum sprints. So these are the sprints that we've run already for the Shopalytics e-commerce store. So based off of this data, I will now advise the stakeholders on the progress of that project. The data helps us to keep track of what we are doing, how we are doing it, and then making sure that everybody is in line in what we're doing. So as a Scrum Master, there's a data analytics part of what you're learning. There's the theory aspect of it, learning the Scrum principles, the Scrum framework, the Scrum pillars, the Scrum events, the Scrum artifacts, all of that. But then on JIRA, you're going to be running sprints, using the product backlog, the items on the product backlog, pulling them into the sprint backlog, having your sprint planning and all of that. Now, each of the sprints gives us an insight into how the project is going to turn up. So building a project is not enough. You need to be able to tell the stakeholders when this project will be ready, give them a timeline. And not just giving them a timeline, tell them in form of data. Stakeholders, they don't like plenty English. They like data. Give me in XYZ facts how you're building this project. What features are you guys building on? What challenges do you have? And you cannot talk to them from a place of saying, oh, I think, I know. No, you're going to be interpreting the burn down chart, the burn up chart, the velocity chart, and using all of this data to guide the progress of that project. So from here, you can see that we have, if I'm going to interpret this data in a bit, I don't know if I have time. Damilola, do I still have more time on my plate? Do I have more time? Or should I wrap it up?
We have about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be using this data, okay? So let's look at interpreting this particular data that I have. So this is the velocity. Now, what is the velocity chart? This is one of the metrics that you're going to interpret as a Scrum Master. The velocity chart shows it's talking about the rates at which the engineers are building the project, okay? So if you have, let's say you have a Scrum team of one front-end engineer, one back-end engineer, one quality analyst, you have a DevOps engineer, what else? These are the people that you have in your Scrum team. And you guys are working on this e-commerce project or whatever project that you're going to be working on. You need the velocity chart to be able to determine how much work does each and every one in the team take on. When I want to talk about velocity chart, I use a very relatable example. The velocity chart can be likened to, let's say you are in a house and you're looking after someone who's not feeling fine. Or let's push that out. Let's say you're a mom, okay, and you want to be able to determine how much food intake or how much food your children are able to consume, or your son, for instance, is able to consume using the velocity chart. How do you determine using the velocity chart? So what it means is that you cannot just know how much food your son is going to be able to consume. You need to first of all dish out food every now and then, breakfast, lunch, dinner, for let's say a month or two, or in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. After a week or 2 or 3 weeks, depending on the duration you want to give yourself, you say, okay, I now know how much food my son is able to consume at a go, sitting down, whether it's lunch, breakfast, or dinner. So you could start by dishing out food. At first, you may not know. So you're dishing out. You dish out food the first time, he just picks a little bit of the food and leaves the rest for you. You dish out a particular fish pick. So over time as a mom, you're inspecting, you're adapting, looking carefully, studying your son to know, okay, this child is not really a foodie and does not take much food. So in 3 weeks, you're able to gather that, oh, I should know how much food I should be able to dish for my son. That is interpreting the velocity chart for the Scrum team. So in interpreting the velocity chart, you're able to know how much work the Scrum team can take. It's not just say, hey, we're working on a project, you're pulling in 10 user stories, 15 user stories, and the team is just working. You're going to burn up your engineers. That's what causes your burn up. Is it burn up? What's that word? Okay, being that your engineers are tired, they are burnt out. Is that the word? I'm trying to pick up the word, meaning they're tired because you're overloading them. You're giving them so much work that they can take. But using the velocity chart, you're able to know that, okay, this is the amount of work that my team can complete in a particular sprint. And to be able to do that, you need to run about 3 to 5 sprints to not be sure that, okay, now my Scrum team should be able to take only 26 story points. Just the same way that you watch your son after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or you watch your partner, to be able to decide that this is the amount of food. Because if you're able to dish out the exact food your partner or your son can take, it removes waste. It removes unnecessary waste. That when you dish out the food, they will finish it right in time. They're able to consume all that food at once because you determine how much food that they can consume. That is the velocity chart. So the velocity chart is important to interpret it because sometimes stakeholders are putting pressure on you. Hey, when are you going to complete this feature? When are you going to do this? We need this feature out. We need this project out. What's going on? This, that. They're putting pressure on you. The pressure will get to you as a Scrum Master if you don't know how to interpret the metrics, if you don't know how to interpret data. So as a Scrum Master, all you need to do is get the stakeholders on the call, just the way we are on this call, and say, guys, this is how much work my team can take. If you want us to be able to finish this project is supposed to finish in August. But if you want us to finish this project in May, this is how much work my team can take in a particular sprint. Based on this, over 2 or 3 sprints, I've been able to decipher that we can only complete 26 story points. So if we need to complete this project before the timeline that I'm giving you, I need more resources. I need more software engineers. I need more quality analysts. I need more this, I need more that. based on those data that you've interpreted, the stakeholders will say, okay, we see it, we understand it in black and white, and we need to give you more resources. But when you come to the stakeholders and say, hey, stakeholders, I know you people want me to complete this project, but we are having this challenge, we're having that challenge, I need more resources, they will not listen to you. They'll think that you're giving excuses. But data is something data is the single source of truth. Nobody can say the data is lying. The data is staring you at the face. You're able to interpret it very well as if you're talking to a 5-year-old, and they will understand you and give you what you want or take off the pressure from you. So it's really important that as Scrum Masters, you use this burn-down chart, the burn-up chart, to be able to properly determine the progress of the project. All right. So that's one of the major things I want to show on this. I wish we had all the time. There's so much I want to talk about, but I know that I'm going to see a lot of people on the next cohort, and we're going to deep dive more into this, because I mentioned the product backlog, but I still need to flesh out the user stories. There are different ways of writing acceptance criteria. We're going to look at the TDD, the BDD, the ATDD. We're going to look at the Scrum event. How does this Scrum event happen? What is your role? How do you ensure that these Scrum events are valuable? What is the time box for the Scrum event? All of these things are the Scrum principles that you need to know to be able to guide the team as a Scrum Master to achieve a valuable, shippable, potentially shippable increment. Okay, so this is where I hang my boots, and I'm looking forward to other interesting questions. All right, so I'll stop sharing my screen at this point, and I pass the baton to Damilola. Over to you, Dami.
Thank you so much. If you guys enjoyed that session, can you please give Josephine a round of applause in the chat? I absolutely enjoyed that session personally, right? And I hope that everybody here also got to learn a thing or two. Okay, so thank you so much, Josephine, for sharing all that knowledge with us. And this is just like 1% of what you're going to learn in the class, right? It's just 1% of what you're going to learn in the class. All right, so we are going to be going through the next couple of minutes, we are going to quickly go through the last part of the session. So within 30 minutes, we should be done. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Right, okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. All right, please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you very much. So Josephine has taken us through who a Scrum Master is, and literally we've done a full project, almost a full project on leveraging JIRA as a Scrum Master. All right, so let's take a look at the specialized, let's take a look at the Scrum Master program overview. If you join the Scrum Master program today, what are you going to be learning? First off, we need you to know that it's 100% online learning and virtual instructor led. So you don't have to leave your house or, have to be on the road or on Third Mainland Bridge or wherever you have, currently located to get into class. It's 100% virtual. And this is very hands-on. Just from the last 1 hour that we've been here, you can see what we've been able to do, right? So this class is obviously like very hands-on and practical with exercises and of course projects. Another thing is that you have lifetime access to your materials, right? If the materials that you use in class today, you have lifetime access to the materials. So whenever maybe you start working as a Scrum Master, you need to reference something that you did in class. You can always like go back to watch these videos or go back to the PDFs or whatever it is that you used in class. So you have lifetime access to your materials. You get to work on 10+ topics, and you get to do over 10 classes right? Saturdays and Sundays, and of course, journey through 20 plus topics. As a Scrum Master, on an average, you are going to be earning 8 million naira. If you stay in Nigeria, of course. If you're in the UK, if you go to Indeed.com or Glassdoor and you look at the average salary of a Scrum Master, you'd see that on average, as a Scrum Master, you're going to be earning £52,500 as a Scrum Master in the UK. You get to work on projects as well. For example, this kind of projects that we did today, you get to work on more of these things in class, and these are the projects that are going to be adding to your portfolio to show, to prove to people that you've actually acquired skills as a Scrum Master. So you get to add 5 projects plus to your portfolio. You have 100% job prospect visibility, because aside the fact that you're coming to class to learn, we also have a lot of employability sessions that are going to be, roping you into to give you 100% job prospect visibility. Our certificate is industry relevant, right? So you are going to be, it's a certificate that you can put on your, your LinkedIn profile. You can attach it to your portfolio and so on and so forth. And of course, it's a class of 1 month, right? Plus 1 month virtual internship. So that's approximately 2 months for you to get started as a Scrum Master. All right, so that's 2 months in total to get started as a Scrum Master. So what is the real track or the real road, or the outline for you to get started in Scrum? First off, you are going to try and let's see. Okay. All right, lovely. So you're going to start from here. This is you right here. You're going to be starting from introduction to Scrum. You learn everything that you need to know about Scrum, the different principles that guide the Scrum and what have you. Then after that, you move. Okay, so this is you right here. Then you learn introduction to Scrum. From that, you move into the Scrum flow. Okay, so for every career paths that we have out in the tech industry, there's usually like a flow. You don't just get into it and start to, dilly-dally here and there. There's a flow. All right. So you learn the Scrum flow, and then from there you move into learning the Scrum theory and values, the values and the theories that guide the Scrum community, right? Then you move into learning what comprises of the Scrum team. What that you have in the Scrum team? You have your project managers, you have your development team, you have your stakeholders or something, right? And then from there you move into learning about the Scrum artifacts, product backlog. That's we did a little bit of that today, but if you join the class, you get to learn more about this. After learning the Scrum artifacts, you move into, actually we have a couple of Scrum artifacts. So after learning product backlog, you move into increment and sprint backlog, right? Then you learn how to, carry out a sprint review meeting, sprint planning, retrospective meeting, and so on and so forth. You learn how to carry that out as a Scrum Master. Then you move into learning development work and daily Scrum. Okay, daily stand-up meeting, how to, coordinate a daily stand-up meeting. Then you learn sprint review, okay, which is really after you've, done your release and all of those things. Move into coordinating a sprint retrospective meeting, and then Nexus skills Scrum. And this is you, Viola. After going through everything, you are ready. You've been fully baked to become a Scrum Master. All right. So why then should you choose Tenalytics as your training partner? Obviously, there are a lot of other things that you can do out there or join to become a Scrum Master, but why exactly should you choose Tenalytics to become your training partner, to go through this journey of learning with you? Number one, right, we have a track record of helping people get jobs in tech. If you go to our Instagram profile, accounts, LinkedIn accounts, Facebook, wherever you go, you just type in analytics, you'd see the track record of helping people land their first role in tech. People talking about, oh, how they, got to know about analytics via this kind of masterclass, how they eventually registered, and how they've now landed or they're currently doing their first role in tech. So we have a track record of helping people get their first job in tech, not just one, two, as many as possible. All right. So we have helped over 2,000 plus people transition from the classroom into their first job in tech. And this is cutting across different countries, across the continent, across the universe. We have the UK, the US, Canada, Europe, Africa, here in Nigeria, Asia, and so on and so forth. All right. So there's a track record that we have been maintaining, and we're looking to do more in the second half of this year. All right. Number two is that we have industry standard facilitators and curriculum. Our curriculums are tailored and structured to ensure that you get optimal value for what you're registering for. So it's not a situation of you being an half-baked Scrum Master or learning small part of this and then having to go struggle with the rest on your own. No, we are going to take you through the most up-to-date curriculum and the best trainers in the industry. We have trainers like Josephine and a lot more other Scrum Masters that we work with to ensure that you get value. When I say value, I mean like value for the program that you registered for. Number three is that we have blended training to accommodate every learning type. So if you're a slow learner, you don't like to sit for too long learning. There are some people that cannot sit for 3 hours to learn, while we have some people that can, go for as long as 10 hours. So regardless of the category that you fall into, we have blended training to accommodate every learning type, right? It's a combination of you coming to a live class and also getting full access to the recording of this class. All right. So maybe or not, you maybe are unable to attend the class. Maybe you have Owambe or you need to be somewhere and unable to attend the class. You get the recording of the class right after the class ends. All right. If you're slow learner or you're slow watcher or what it's called now, and you're unable to like keep up with the class, right? You are trying to take things as slow as possible. You can always go back to rewatch these videos. All right. So we have blended training to accommodate every learning type. Then we also have tailored sessions to position you to land your first job. We have tailored sessions to position you to land your first job. And this includes power-packed strategies that we've designed to help you land your first role in tech, going from CV review sessions to LinkedIn optimization sessions to interview simulation sessions to interview prep sessions to people that do not want to work for companies, they want to freelance, or you want to work full-time and also freelance on the side to bring in more money. We have all of these things, packed together to ensure that you are able to land your first role in tech. All right. So how then do you position yourself? How then do you position yourself for success in the job market? We're going to take a look at this in a 3-layered approach. The first level, which is level 1 right here, includes CV review sessions. Now, this is very important. You see people saying, oh, I'm unable to land a job. I've been in the labor market for 12 years. Job market for 1 year. I can't, land my job. But then if you ask them that, okay, let me look at your CV. What does it look like? Then you take a look at their CV, and even you will not be interested in giving them a job simply because it's just not, the CV is just not it, right? So these are the things that will teach you in analytics, right? You're not going to be using any CV. We have people, if you look at some people's CV, you see their date of birth on their CV, their maiden name. I don't even know what to call it right now. You see a lot of things on CV, it literally does not pass through the ATS system, and at the end of the day, they're not able to land a job, right? So these are the things that we're going to correct and shape within analytics. So much so that for every single role that you're applying for example, if you're applying to 10 different roles within different companies, we'll teach you how to tailor your CV to each of these roles. So you're not just using one size fits all, you're using different CVs to apply to different roles, right? So we have the CV review sessions. For example, we had one yesterday where we the co-founder of Analytics took us, the students through how to maximize their CV and tailor this their CV to, help them position themselves properly in the job market. Secondly, we have the LinkedIn optimization session. Now, LinkedIn is the largest job board ever in the professional world. So depending on how you can use this LinkedIn, depending on how you can position yourself on LinkedIn, right? If you're able to go through the training, go through our CV, LinkedIn optimization session, and obviously, like, say, go through everything that we teach you, apply the principles and everything that you're being taught, get started on LinkedIn. You don't even most times need to apply for the job eventually, because you have companies and recruiters reaching out to you themselves on LinkedIn. Oh, I like your profile. Would you like to work with so and so company? It has happened a lot of times within the corporate world. All right. So we'll teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn in a way that you don't have to wait for somebody. You don't have to literally like apply to the jobs or to different jobs by yourself all the time. You're able to optimize it in a way that people are attracted to your LinkedIn profile by themselves. So we have the LinkedIn optimization session. We have the Upwork optimization session as well. This is a session where we take you through freelancing. Like I said earlier, we have some people that don't want to work for anybody. They want to be able to work on their own, work in different sectors. Maybe they don't want to play in fintech, they want to play in FMCG, play in supply chain. By so doing, they are sort of like freelancing everywhere. We'll teach you how to get started as a freelancer, get started with Upwork, with freelancing websites like Upwork, like Fiverr, freelancer.com, and so on and so forth. We'll teach you all of these things. We'll also teach you how to navigate the job market. Like I said earlier, aside fine-tuning your CV all the time, you also need to know where to go, because it's one thing to know how to write your CV very well and optimize it. It's another thing to know where to go to apply to jobs. These are the things that will provide to you to ensure that you are able to position yourself appropriately in the job market. We also have job and interview preparations. If at any point in time, as an alumni or as a present student of analytics, you get invited for an interview, all you have to do is reach out to us and we'll, get on a call with you, have a full-on interview preparation session with you, one-on-one, all right, one-on-one. You send us your CV, send us your job description, we'll tailor something for you, we'll get on a call with you, and we'll, get on it as soon as possible. We've had people come to us, people from as far back as 2021, 2022, coming to us to say, oh, I have an interview. I need you guys to help me prepare. We prepare them for the interview and they eventually land the job. All right. So we'll go through job and interview preparations with you. And then we would, of course, for any job that you've gotten, you need a reference letter, you need a recommendation letter. We will provide the recommendation letters for you. All right. So we have students every single day requesting for reference letter. And this is something that we provide without batting an eyelid. All right. So if you've gotten a job, you need a company to give you a recommendation letter. You need a company to give you a reference letter. We'll provide that for you at no cost at all. It all comes with, us helping you position yourself appropriately, be it for school, masters, job, visa, what have you. Just reach out to us and we'll provide that for you as soon as possible. Then we also have the weekly mentorship sessions. So it's one thing again to learn these tech skills. It's another thing to have appropriate mentors to mentor you. Now, when I say mentorship, I mean people that have gone through this career path that you're looking to embark on, and then you can always know that they would lead you and guide you on the appropriate way to go. Because again, the mentors that you have really, it plays a substantial role in how fast you're able to get to your dream. It's like people providing a roadmap for you. All right, so you're just getting started. These people have started way back, right? And they've made mistakes, they've done trial and error, they've done all those things that you do not necessarily have to go through. So we'll bring these people on board with you to mentor you. And our mentorship sessions are every Thursday, every week. Just say every week, right? So every single week you are attending a mentorship session with people that have gone through the process that you are currently looking to embark on. Then number 8, we have on the job support, right? If you've landed your role, your job, at any point in time, you need support, you need somebody to get on the call with you to have like one-on-one session on how to go, through a particular process at work. We'll provide that as well. Then, right, so this is level 2. The last level here is level 3, which is our promise to you, and that is a guaranteed job interview 1 month after completing your training with us. So we are currently partnering with a lot of recruiters and a lot of recruitment agency that will make this possible. All right. So these are the 3 levels of additional employability services that we provide at Analytics, and why you should, take us as your journey, your body, your learning body for this new career. Now, we also have new initiatives for 2024 that we've been applying. Number 1 is the body mentorship session. So like I said earlier, we'll bring in people that have gone through the process and that can hold you hand in hand to also go through the process. And this includes bringing in body mentorship sessions as well. These are people that have gone through our program and are very, very successful. We'll bring them on board to speak to you, guide you on what to do and what way and which way to go. All right. We also have the enhanced internship experience. It's important to always, if you're saying, okay, I'm a Scrum Master, what experience do you have? If you're somebody who is just coming from maybe a customer experience background, obviously, like, you have transferable skills, but at the same time, you still need to like have some sort of experience that you can use to tell a recruiter that, oh yes, I have worked as a Scrum Master, and this is where this internship experience comes to play. Okay, our internship experience is usually comprehensive and transformative. All right, so for some of our programs, for 2 months. For the Scrum program, it's for 1 month. You get to work with diverse people within the program. For the Scrum Master, you're going to be working with business analysts, you're going to be working with data engineers and data scientists, and of course, developers. All right, within the internship experience. So you get to say, okay, I was able to organize daily Scrum meetings, daily stand-up meetings. I was able to organize these sprint review meetings. After our release, I was able to organize a retrospective meeting, and so on and so forth. So the things that give you experience as a Scrum Master. All right, and we also have the partnership with recruitment agencies in the UK, in Canada, in US, and across other countries as well. All right, so we are currently working on partnering with recruitment agencies like Ace Recruitment, Robert Alf, Abinash, and so on and so forth, basically to recommend our participants to these recruitment agencies and ensure that they are recruited for whatever roles that these companies are recruiting for. Okay, like I said, you get to also work as a freelancer. You can also choose to work as a freelancer, fully remote, or as a Scrum Master and earn in dollars. You can be staying in Nigeria or staying in United Kingdom and you're working as a Scrum Master. You're not necessarily working for the local companies. You're working for companies outside of the country. All right. So these are the previous masterclasses that we've done on getting remote jobs and getting sponsored jobs. So as soon as you get this slide, the first thing I want you to do is to check out some of these videos. Okay, so the top sites to get remote jobs, we have LinkedIn, Upwork, Wellfound, Glassdoor, Indeed, and so on and so forth. Now, our next course is starting on the 6th of July. 6th of July 2024. The next program is starting 6th of July 2024. And as of now, we've had a lot of people that have registered. All right. So if you're looking to register, you're looking to start and join the next course starting 6th of 2024. This is we're currently running a 20% discount, right? And you get to pay 80% of the entire fee. All right. So if you're paying for the Scrum Master program and you're paying in dollars, the full amount is $450. All right. The full amount is $450. But because we are currently running a 20% discount, you get to pay $360. All right. If you're paying in pounds, you're paying £375. But because of the discount, you get to pay £300. That's 20% off. If you're paying in euros, you're paying 440 euros. All right, you're paying 440 euros. The full amount is 440 euros, but the discounted price is 350 euros. If you're paying in Canadian dollars, the full amount is 675 Canadian dollars. All right, but due to the discount, you get to pay $540. You're paying in Naira, the full amount is 540 Naira. But as a result of the discount, you get to pay 40,000 Naira. All right. So you are expected to make the first payment to register. All right. And then balance of the second payment after 1 month into the program. So if you're going to be paying, you would see this link right here. All right. Click here to pay with MainStack. So this is the link that you're going to be using to pay. And my colleague, of course, is also dropping the payment details in the chat. All right. If you have any inquiries, you can always reach out to us at inquiries@10analytics.io. Okay. And then you can also scan the barcode that you can see on my screen to make payments. So if you go to MainStack. Just going to show that very quickly so we see how to go about that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy mainstack.me, the payment details, right? The payment link, and I'm going to paste it in right here. Okay, so all right, fantastic. So I'm going to reshare my screen. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. I should be displaying the payment link. Okay, yeah, this is it. All right, so Ubon, can you confirm what you can see on my screen? Oh, okay. So if you click on the payment link, right, what you should see is okay, cool. All right, so we are waiting for the link to come up. Okay. All right. Can you confirm what you can see on my screen again? All right. My what interface? All right. Trying to. Okay, I'm not particularly sure why this thing is not choosing to share. It should be this, right? All right, so yeah, we can see the payment page, right? Yeah, Ubong, can you? Okay, so this is the payment option. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. So this is the payment option that we have right here. You then, if you're making direct transfer, you can, we have the card account details, the pounds details, as well as the Nigeria account details. But if you're paying with your card, you can go ahead and select Scrum Master, right? So once you select Scrum Master, it goes to this Scrum Master store. Okay. Yep, we are waiting for that to come up. All right, I'm not sure why it's taking. Okay, it's coming up. But yes, while we're waiting for that to totally pop up, if we have any questions, please use the chat, or you can use the raise hand icon and I'll call you to ask your questions. If you have any questions for me or for Josephine, please use the raise hand icon and I'll call you to, or drop your questions in the chat and I'll call you to ask your question. All right, so we have the payments details here. So 450, just like we discussed. Then you click on reserve a seat. Click on reserve a seat. It tells you to input your details, and then you go ahead and do that, and that's how to basically make payments for the program. All right, and I also need to put it out there that I also need to put it out there that this is for the first 20 people. The discounted price is for the first 20 people to register. So as soon as we have first 20 in the Scrum Master program, every other person is going to be paying the full amount. Every other person is going to be paying the full amount. So it always seems impossible until it's actually done. And like I said earlier, we have a track record of helping people transition into tech. It's all over our social media pages. We'll take a look at some of them again here. We have Tosin. Tosin got a job as a fraud analyst in the UK. And you can see from what he said here, it's the mentorship sessions, interview preps that helped him get a job. We have Ikmat. Ikmat is she moved from being a full-time mom to a full-time stay-at-home mom to becoming a data analyst with the NHS in the UK. And this came with full visa sponsorship. Full visa sponsorship. Okay. We have Tammy Vaughan, who, a lawyer. He was a lawyer, and then he transitioned into business analysis, and now he loved his experience, loved how the program went, and is always recommending people to Analytics. This is Ramat. Ramat landed a job in the UK as a business analyst, and this also came with full visa sponsorship. This is Benga. Benga was unemployed for 2 years and he joined the Analytics program, and now he works as a business data analyst in Poland. All right. So we have more people, a lot of people here that have gone through the program and are currently doing absolutely well. All right. So I'm going to play one of the videos. All right. So this is Ikmat's video here. I'm just going to very quickly play Ikmat's video, and then we can call it a very fantastic day. So I'm expecting questions in the chat. If you have questions for me, please go ahead and drop your questions and I'll provide answers to them, or Hi everyone, my name is Iman. All right, let me just stop sharing what I have here and share the video. Okay, here we go.
Are you a STEM professional and are looking to apply
No.
for U.S. permanent residency? Then stay tuned because today I'm going to be discussing.
Back.
Hi everyone, my name is Ikmat and I was with the March cohort in Analytics, and joining Analytics has been the best decision so far. You know, for me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, you know, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that Analytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that if it is always it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. You know, in Analytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You know, we have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it's the best decision ever, because he was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, you know, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely, you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have analytics to go back to. They are the best and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are are most affordable. The most affordable one I've come across so far. And that's a very good advantage. So yes, analytics for the win.
All right, so that is straight out of one of our participants' mouth, right? You could hear her talking about how she was able to land multiple roles after, you know, our journey with analytics. So if you are still doubting it, I hope that at this junction, I've been able to convince and not confuse you that this is the right place to be. All right. So we have other testimonials that you can obviously like take a look at your own time. We're going to please fill the form, the attendance sheet that we've been sharing. We're going to share you all the recordings and materials that we've used in this session. All right. So at this point in time, we're going to be taking questions. If you have questions for us, you can use the raise hand icon, or you can drop them in the chat and we'll pick the questions up from there. So we'll take 1 or 2 questions before we call it a day. Anybody with questions? Okay, so we're having more sessions like this. Please feel free to turn up for these sessions. But with all that is being said and done, after all has been said and done, I would definitely love to see you guys in class. So until we meet again, thank you very much for coming, and let us have a very fantastic day. Yeah, for people that yes, Yemi, we have a business analyst program. So please, drop us a message at enquiries@analytics. Okay, I'm just gonna drop the email there. All right, fantastic. My colleague has dropped the email. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and let's have a very fantastic night. Bye, everyone.